Like I've always said many, many times before, game recognizes game. When you think that you can put one on somebody, the other individual is always 2 steps ahead of you. It's something when a person calls you out and exposes you from left to right, right to left, front and back. You don't know what I'm quite getting at? You don't know what I mean? Check this out.
Feel about who Kamala picked for her VP running mate?
Tampon Tim. This is the fool that signed off on putting tampons in the bathrooms for the boys. Now, you figure that one. What is he trying to do? Why would we have tampons in a boy's bathroom?
What's the agenda?
I mean, is it so some boys can have a trans fantasy or something? Or is it the girls are supposed to come in there? Oh, yeah, they do sometimes. There was an incident a few years ago in South Central LA in what they used to call the Southern League. It was over at Jefferson High School. And there was some 15-year-old girl that wanted to be a boy, and she kept going into the boys' bathroom. So some of the thugs decided to block the door and say, "You don't want your nookie, we'll take it." It's horrible what they did. That's why we have criminal law. That's what I did to earn a living for a long time, is deal with the consequences of somebody not doing what they're supposed to do. But it happens. That's like cash money. It's legal tender. So I got a big roll of cash. I'm going to go to the wrong part of town, like right down this street we're off of right here, and I'm going to flash my roll. Well, I have a right to, but somebody's going to try to hijack me, and I'm going to probably be tested to see if I can handle what I think I can handle. So you get somebody out there saying, "I've got a right to do it." Yeah, you do, but somebody's going to snatch your stuff, whether it's cash or nookie. You just don't do this. This is a full move. Put the young girl in the boys' bathroom. So why does Tampon Tim put these things in a boy's bathroom and then sign off on it's okay to set your kid up and get him in line to be mutilated, or your girl get her stuff off before she even knows what's going on? And out in California, that's Kamala's place out there, out in California. Governor Newsom, what is the new nickname that Trump's out for him? He's got a new nickname for him. That kind of stuff out there where he signs into law a new California statute that says it's a crime for a school teacher to tell a parent that they're trying to mutilate their child and say, convert him into something else.
It's agenda. They all have an agenda. Okay? And as long as you don't say nothing about it, as long as you don't expose it, it's all good. But the moment you begin to talk about it and you expose it, it's a problem. Too many people already see what's going on. There's a lot of woke folk out there, okay? And they're looking logic, okay? Come on, man. I live in L.A. From L.A. to Vegas and then some. I know. My hood is Long Beach, Compton area. Get it, got it, good. Ride or walk, leave it or love it.
So what are they doing? Why are we letting all these illegals across the border and nobody's looking at them? What the hell have we got going here? This is nothing that makes sense except for one thing. They're trying to convert people to a new faith.
Not only that, we acknowledge the border. Here's one thing that some don't acknowledge because some don't know. But on the other hand, others are finding out them underground tunnels that the government has made for the illegal immigrants to come through. Because I've spoken to 4 different immigrants. They said, we ain't came through no borders. We came through the tunnel. And we're given red cards. Most don't know about the red cards. The green cards, they know of. The red cards are more expedited because you can work for less. See, the green cards, it's a little bit longer process. The red cards are more expedited. Keep game, people. Pay attention. The game is to be told, not sold.
Rainbow faith. You can't put a cross, a crescent, 6-pointed star, Shiva, Buddha, anything in a school, state office building, Capitol building, Congress, but you can put that rainbow. And Mama told everybody, you know, if you don't go to church, temple, synagogue, mosque, you can't go anywhere else the rest of the week. So your little kid sitting up in there bored to death, and you're listening to the preacher, and you want to be everywhere else but there. But after a while, guess what? You become a devout believer. Well,
I'm going to go a step further with that one, Brother Joe Brown. You have to be careful which church you go to or place of worship service, because we are the church. So let's make that clear. When you begin to open up your eyes and open up your mind, open up your ears, open up your heart, open up your soul and your spirit, it's about relationship, not religion. When you get out of that, oftentimes we have to unlearn what we have learned. And to be honest with you, it's really not safe to go to anyone's Sunday service anyway, because you got the preacher trying to sleep with your wife, and he has a wife, and he trying to sleep with any other woman. You got division in that. You got division in the churches, in the services. Then you got the preachers on the pulpit lying to you. They're not telling you the whole truth. Then everything is about money, paying your tithes and offerings. Come on now. Then you got some preachers that should not even be on a pulpit.
we have these things about character. This faith is the only one ever that is not trying to build character, it's trying to destroy it. In other words, there's no morality, no ethics, anything goes.
And not only that, and we see that even in dating, the division between black men and black women. We see that division. You see? Especially when you hear women say, I don't need no man, I don't need no man, I don't need no man. Now, hopefully, all of this will wake y'all up so that y'all can see what y'all falling into when y'all say what y'all say. That's why you have to be careful and choose your words wisely. Know what you're saying and why you're saying it. It's not what you say, it's how you say what you say. And you have to be clear about that. You don't never hear no man say he don't need no woman, he's independent, he can do everything on his own. But you hear a large number of women that say this exact same thing and behave this way because they've said it for so long. Now that they've said it for so long, they believe it and they live in it until shit go left where you do need a man.
No guilt, no shame, because anything you do is okay. There's no need to be brave, courageous. There's no need to be conscientious, to understand consequences, to deal with duty, honor, and obligation, because you have none. Do what you want to do. It's all about you. Nobody learns how to compete growing up because that might help hurt somebody's self-esteem, so everybody is entitled and everybody gets a participation ribbon.
What he just said, what he just said, ain't that what we see now in modern women's behavior? We see that exact same thing in modern women's behavior.
This is a movement of no guilt, no shame, no rules. Anything goes. Now, granted, LGBTQIA plus used to be LGB. It didn't have the T on it. T got put in, and that's the fake. You trying to play something you're not. And a lot of the gay boys didn't like the idea of, they think it's a boy, but it turns out to be a girl. And I work with enough lesbians out in Hollywood to know good and well they certainly didn't want to be angling on what they thought was a cute girl to find that he still had swinging and bouncing equipment down there. They certainly didn't like it, but they included that in a working coalition.
Yep.
And then when you get the whole thing about intersectionality, you start getting pedophilia in there. And a lot of the folk that were involved had bad experiences when some creep, some pervert turned them out when they were children, and this was somebody grown. And then you have this mess in California and other places where it is not a crime, a felony, if the child consents to the sexual activity. Now, they can't even consent to buying whiskey or wine or beer until they get 21, but here they are, 11 years old, children. They aren't even into puberty, and they're supposed to be able to consent to this kind of mess. It's just absolutely astonishingly stupid and corrupt and immoral. Keep your hands off the children. But you see, these kind of things are what we have pushed today. So where are we going with this? Do we passively go along with this and see black people get victimized by this as badly as anybody? So when you start saying, I don't care, I'm going to vote because she's a skin kid. No, what about the rest of this picture? What about the guys who are waiters that when I'd close down a place and just stay, I'd read. I know some of them want to talk to me. I'm approachable. These young men would come over and talk, and after 2 or 3 times on different occasions, they said, can I confide in you? Go right ahead, young man. What's the problem? I just can't get over this. I was coming downstairs to get a drink of water. We lived over in the projects. I know they have 2 floors. And there was my mama down there, and she didn't have any clothes on with this other woman, and they were doing these strange things on the couch. And then I'd never seen anything like this. And it's like, wow, what's going on? Okay. Why didn't she go someplace else? But then again, when I get to listening to this kid, I get told how his mama used to talk to him. That N word wasn't popular in the early 70s, except when you went over and you saw some young girls who had babies starting at 13, 14, 15 years old.
Yep.
And they'd say, little Ian, go get me my cigarettes. Little Ian, go get me my beer. And you just like your no good N-ass daddy. You ain't worth this, that, and the other. And they heard this over and over.
This ain't nothing but Sodom and Gomorrah, the land of anything goes. My advice would be stand on business. Black men, black women, stand on business. Traditional men, traditional women, stand on business. Others are not going to follow suit. Long as you protect yourself and those that are on the same energy level as you, keep your circle small. Continue to observe. You're born in this world, but you're not of this world. Kodashim, set apart ones. Okay? Continue to be blessed. Continue to do your thing. Live your best life. It's your boy Big Truck here at the King's Table. Peace, love, and blessings. Shalom.